Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. Today we have a very special person with us. Her name is Neha Pradhan and she is somebody who has been able to crack SEBI Grade A 2024. So big congratulations to you Neha and welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, EduTap, and thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much for your time. So basically, in this session, Neha is going to share a story. Like she's going to share us her experience in a detailed manner. That what are the different do's and don'ts, and also she's going to talk about her detailed strategy, her timetable, also sort of things. We are going to talk about different kind of parameters that are going to definitely help you as a part of your preparation. So first of all, I would like to ask you very traditional question that when you saw your results, what was your first reaction? And also, what were you doing at that time?
Uh, when my, I saw my result, I was actually going back to my home. I was in bus, and my heart was also beating very fast because my interview was like a mixed kind of an interview. Some questions went well, some questions were not that good. So, and everyone was saying that the cutoff will go very high. So, I was also having that anxiety. But when I saw it, I really felt very like pleased and relieved that finally I could make it. And the first thing I did was I called my mother to tell my positive result.
And what was the reaction of your mother at that time?
She was almost like she had tears in her eyes where I could make it on call also that she was very much relieved like me that finally it
Yes,
happened.
yes, I can completely understand. It is very difficult to describe such kind of emotions and such kind of experiences in words, but that how it goes. It goes fine. So now let us talk about the next part where I would like to ask about your background. So please tell me about your background, that where you come from and what you used to do before preparing for SEBI, also sort of things.
Uh, Coming to my background, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, and I've been based in Mumbai only. And current, I'm a BCom graduate, and along with my BCom, I had already also completed chartered accountancy in July 2021. Then after that, I started giving government exams. Like first government exam was SEBI 2022. Like since SEBI has finance and law in their day-to-day working, and we had that some of the working portion in our CE also. So I was motivated in that way. And plus, my mother and father, they both have worked in government service. So I also that was also one of the motivation to appear for these exams. That time I could not clear my phase two, but afterwards I started giving other bank exams also, like ECGC, Exim Bank. And fortunately, I could clear Exim Bank exam. And currently, I'm working in Exim Bank for 2.5 years almost at head office Mumbai in one of their operating groups as a credit appraisal manager.
Okay, great. So you were already there in Exim Bank, I would say, in a well-settled profession. So what was your motivation to switch to SEBI? Was there any specific, I would say, very strong motivation behind it? Because what very often happens is that when we are very comfortable in our job, it takes, I would say, a lot of efforts to come out of your comfort zone, then again start preparing for certain kind of competitive exam, get through that pain, all such kind of things. So what was that, I would say, strong motivation that enabled you to prepare for the SEBI exam?
Uh, First of all, SEBI is a regulatory body and it is involved in the securities market. So I had an interest area in that field. Plus, as I said before, also SEBI's work is regarding finance and law, policy making, enforcement, supervision, monitoring, and all. And we had a SEBI Act, then Securities Contract Regulation Act also in our CA syllabus. So I found at that time itself that this profile may suit me and my interest areas. And I used to love reading all about those topics as well. So I was motivated that if this notification again comes up, then I will definitely give a try and give my best for this exam.
Yes. So coming to the topics, you were saying different topics that you read. I would also like to know your detailed strategy, that how you were able to deal with different kind of subjects that were there in SEBI. So what was your strategy regarding? You can talk about sources, whatever you're comfortable with.
For phase one, in paper one, like for QRE and current affairs, since I had given bank exams before, so I just relied on giving a mock test, like daily one mock test, or twice, like alternate day one mock test, so that the cutoff, which is 30 marks cutoff, will be like secured. I did not put in much efforts in this attempt, since paper two is much more important and it adds a weightage also. And for current affairs, I did rely on EduTap's current tab that you release like just 4 5 days before the exam. It's like a
Mhm.
booster dose, some booster or a PDF. I had relied on that also. Or any classes you can rely. It's not like that. So that my current affairs also, I'll just have a brief glance over it, and at least the cutoff part will be secured. And I
Mhm.
more concentrated this time on giving mock test for paper two, like subject wise, topic wise, or chapter wise also, so that I can clear my weak areas and learn to how to tackle the questions, because that is also very important. Like we say we have to do a syllabus in depth and all, but I feel the more important part is giving mock test and all the types of mock test, because it worked in my favor, giving mock tests.
Okay. And what about phase two?
In phase two, I did like in-depth preparation for all my weak areas, which I identified in my phase one. For example, in costing, standard costing chapter was, I had not revised it properly for phase one. Then I revised it for phase two. And I had segregated into like three parts, which are the simple topics that I will only go through by giving mock tests. I will not go in depth in that, because time was of course limited for me, since I was working also. And for topics which were like tough and which comes in the exams, I tried to revise the topic and then we'll give a mock test. That way I did it.
So mock important role, I would in mock
Sorry,
test and students, that if mock test shall not be ignored at any cost. That is
sorry,
something
your
I would say
voice
a
is
key
not,
lesson that you can take from.
your voice is not audible actually. Hello?
Is it audible?
Huh. Can you repeat please?
Yeah. What I was saying, that this is a great learning for the student, that the mock test can be an essential source.
Hello?
Yes, please turn on your camera.
It's on only. Am I visible?
Yes, now it's
Okay.
now I can see you. Yes, yes, you're visible.
Hmm.
So what I was saying is that basically mock tests play a very important role as far as the preparation is concerned, and in your preparation also they have played a very important role. So students who are watching this video should not skip mock tests at any cost. So that's what I was saying.
Yes, yes, surely.
Uh,
Like because of mock
I
test, what
hope you
happens
agree.
is, for example, you're given five MCQ, five options. Then you will learn how to, tackle those options if they're very similar. And this happened in phase two examination also. The options were very close in like to the real answer. So making a choice in that moment sometimes bits more difficult, and you tend to do mistakes. So these things also you learn by giving mock test only. And after giving a mock test, you can see both the questions which you attempted correct and the questions which you attempted wrong, and see why you attempted it correctly. Sometimes we just do a tukka and solve the answer.
Mhm.
So should be knowing what was the reason behind that uh, answer. So that also gets developed. That knack gets developed if you give mock test, and it
Yes, this
actually
is something I would say.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, please continue. Please continue.
and that is, and also it really resulted me in attempting more questions in the exam. So that is also one of the very big benefit. And in negative marking also, I feel if you attempt more questions, it will always be in a favorable position and will give more chances for you to get selected for interview or for next round also.
Yes, this is, I would say, something is very relevant information regarding the mock test. So this is also, I usually say that you should not solve this mock test in a passive manner. Try to solve it in an active manner, just like she said that what if she's committing any type of mistake, then she will try to find the reason also. There can be two type of reasons. Firstly, the content type problem, that you have not read that topic, also sort of things. There could be psychological factor also. Maybe you were in hurry, and maybe it is because of any kind of other silly mistake. So you should always consider all these factors, and you should try to know that why you have marked a certain question incorrectly. So if you will do this detailed analysis, then automatically I would say your preparation will become better in a natural manner. So the next part is regarding, if you're done with the subjects, so the next part is regarding, I would say, one of the biggest challenge that you faced during your entire preparation. Was there any specific challenge that used to hamper your preparation a lot? Would you like to talk about it?
First of all, being working in Mumbai,
Mhm.
traveling time was huge. Like I used to stay in Thane, and my office was in Cuff Parade, and it takes like 2 hours one way journey at times during traffic. So managing studies on weekdays was very difficult in the initial days. But if you try to study like regularly for 1 hour also before the notification, you will be able to at least have a broad idea. So that was one challenge, traveling. Then if you have are having a hectic day at work, then many a times it happens that you're not able to fulfill your timetable or complete the targets that you have decided for that day. So managing those things also become a bit challenging. In that, what I did was, if in case I did not complete any target for that day, then I used to do that on weekends. I used to make sure that I'm able to complete it in some or the other manner. It's not like it should go timetable wise. It's very difficult for working candidates. I can totally understand that. So you can manage yourself or give yourself a bit of flexibility in that case. So that was one challenge. And
Okay.
second one, in my family, we had a medical issue with my father during my phase two examination. So during that time, like my family did give me a lot of support. So that also worked in my favor, I feel, because it's very hard to find such a supportive family and who are continuously giving you support at that moment also. So that was also one of the challenge, and I could overcome that also with their support.
Yes, I completely understand that. And sorry, my actually my laptop battery was low, so that's why there was some disturbance. But I totally understand that traveling was a major challenge, and also the personal challenges that was there in your family, and it becomes very hectic to, I would say, to deal with all these things as a part of your. I mean, while you are doing the preparation for such a competitive exam. So I would like to also ask you that during these times, during your preparation days, what was your daily timetable? What was the routine that you used to follow? How you used to manage your time? Either you used to study in the morning timings, or during the night. What was your routine?
Uh, my routine during the weekdays was in the morning I tried to use to take 1 hour of study, and at night then I used to do like for 2 hours or 1.5 hour again at night. And majority of my study used to happen on weekends or on public holidays. So these days I used to make sure that I do not waste any time. For the 1 or 2 odd months also during the examination, phase one and phase two, I tried to avoid all public outings or any relatives function for that matter, so that I can maximize the time which I have with me. And in case if I get very tired on one weekday, then I used to make sure that I am covering it on another weekday. And I used to find out time between traveling also. In case I'm having a mood, okay, I can study some maybe a law related or any theoretical topic in the bus. Then that also I used to do. In fact, while I've also got allotted quarters also by my bank, then that time I used to go by taxi. Then in the taxi, maybe I used to give one small mock test just to know, like chapter wise mock test. I used to find time in these areas also. Be flexible in that. It's not to make any rigid timetable. You can be a bit flexible in these things.
Yeah, it all depends on your daily target, right? Whatever
Yes.
target you have, you just
Yeah.
have to finish it. And what do you think that how much time is required for a working aspirant to crack this exam? I mean, say not very precisely, but you can provide a
Hmm.
range that how many months of preparation would be required if somebody is a working aspirant and they
Hmm.
want to crack this SEBI examination with the right approach.
Uh, Hourly wise, I did not make any noting as such, but
Mhm.
for weekdays, you can try to take out at least 2 to 3 hours on a like daily basis, like 2 to 3 hours average. And on weekends, you can push yourself maybe 10 12 hours also. 10 12 hours or maybe even 13 hours in case your weekday target is not completed. And you can try to study like 1 or 2 hours daily some topics before the notification comes up. Like for example, it was expected that in 2023 the notification is going to come. So that time also I had studied some part of SEBI syllabus. So maybe that also helped me in this time as well. So that way you can the candidates can prepare.
Yes, I was basically asking about the timeline as far as the number of months are concerned, like 3 to 4 months or 4 to 5 months. What do you think that how many months would take for an aspirant to comfortably cover the syllabus and get confident for the preparation of the exam to give the exam?
Depends a bit upon the background, but ideally, I think 4 5 months. In case the candidate does not have a commerce background, then 4 5 months with seeing any classes or regularly seeing classes or any YouTube sessions of some CAs, for example, for costing or for accountancy and all. Maybe 4 5 months daily preparation, they can
Okay,
get a grip
four to
over the
five, or let us
syllabus.
stretch it to 6 months. Fine, so
Six
6 months
months
would be
also okay.
sufficient to
Yes.
prepare for the SEBI examination if you are doing
Yes,
it
yes.
wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly. You can complete the syllabus.
Fine. And next is regarding, did you also follow newspapers as a part of your journey?
Newspapers, I followed it during the interview stage, not during phase one or
Okay,
phase two.
only during interview times. Fine.
During interview phase, I did.
Okay, we'll talk about interview later on. But before that, I would also like to know that do you have any hobbies and were you able to follow these hobbies during your preparation journey?
Uh, Along with my academic, I am also a Kathak dancer. I've completed 3 levels of Kathak, and in my meantime, also during my school days or during my college days, in fact, in my office also we have an annual day function, and I used to do a dance performance. And this year also I had done during 2024. It was around August September month. I had participated in that event also, and I personally feel having a hobby and pursuing a hobby is a good thing. Like it gives you another recreation as well and gives you a motivation also to follow something apart from your day to
Mhm.
day life.
Yes, of course. I do agree that it gives you some kind of relief and it keeps you away from the boredom while you are doing your preparation. So apart from that, I would also like to jump to the interview part now. That how did you prepare for your interview?
For interview, I had created a list of questions, like tentative list of questions, and I had categorized into like 4 parts. First was my personal questions regarding me, my family, regarding the place I belong to. You can like
Mhm.
form these questions whenever like one question, if it pops up, you can just write it in a notepad and make a list of questions. You can easily make around 50 to 60 questions on that topic also. Then second is my work experience, like regarding my company, regarding the organization I work in. In that also, you should be having a brief idea of overall work that your organization does and in-depth knowledge of the profile that you are working in. So these questions, one set of like 50 60 set of questions on that. Third category was of course on SEBI. like what are their functions and all. You can go through their website also. They have given many things in detail, such as the departments or laws or regulations, 50, 60 questions on that. And fourth category was on Indian economy, like what are the current things going on in the economy. So around 50, 60 questions on those topics. So around say 200 to 50 questions you can easily make. Of course, there is no guarantee that everything will be asked from those set of questions only, but this will give you a broad range of an idea. And once you have collected like 50, 60 questions on each category, you can form a concise answer to it and then practice it
Hmm.
with anyone. Maybe like I had also taken EduTap mock interview. Then other mock interviews also I had taken. One retired banker sir, he had taken my mock interview. My brother took my mock interview. Any one of my friend had also taken my mock interview, and just ask them a feedback. It can be anything regarding your facial expression. If your facial expression changes, if any tricky question is asked, then they can give you those tips, and you can, you know, like work on those tips also. They can also give you suggestion on improving your answer, make it more concise, because interviews almost about 15 to 20 minutes, so they also want a detailed but a concise answer, and that will only come if you practice more and more. Tell anyone to take your mock interview, your friends, even if they are not related to any finance or law background, just tell them to take your mock interview. They will give you one or other tip which will bring an improvement in your performance while giving an interview.
Fine. So basically, if I summarize her strategy, I would say, is very, very efficient. She divided the whole interview preparation into four parts. The first is regarding her personal background, then regarding her work experience. The third is the SEBI based type of questions. And the last one is the challenges or issues related to Indian economy. So, similarly, you can also segregate these things. Apart from that, whatever information that is in your DAF, try to make sure that you are able to have good amount of information regarding that certain areas. Fine. Now let us also talk about the day of interview, that what type of questions you faced on the interview day, and how was your experience? Please share with us.
My interview, I was called at around 12:30 in the afternoon, and everything like verification, document verification also went well. And my interview actually happened at around like 5:20, 5:30. It was
Hmm.
for 15, 20 minutes only. Five-member panel was there. And mostly they asked questions regarding the personal information form, which they had given us during interview. And it was more on my work profile and also on SEBI related aspects. So basically, what they did is they tested how and my analytical thinking is. For example, one question was that what are the red flags that you will find in a financial statements? So there is no exact answer to this question. Everyone's opinion might differ, right? So how you are analyzing that question, what type of analytical answers you're giving. So that was one of the skill set that they tried to see. And
Okay.
be very patient during interviews. There is nothing to take much pressure actually. Like the panel was very friendly with us. And one of the tip, like my senior colleague in my bank, he had just called me before my interview, and he just told me, and he just asked me that what kind of questions are they asking to other candidates. Then I said they are asking mostly work profile questions only. Then he just told me that one line, just pretend that you have already got the job. That one line gave me a lot of confidence that he was saying, don't be desperate, just pretend that you've already got the job. And that moment itself, my anxiety reduced a lot. And that was one of the good factor which contributed in giving my best while giving an interview.
Yes, I would say your friend said a very positive line, and I actually also liked it. It is very much positive that you should already feel that you have already got selected, and that
Hmm.
basically reduces your expectations, all such kind of emotions that are
Hmm.
there in the mind, and helps you to reduce
Yes,
the
yes.
anxiety. Yes, I totally understand. Now let us talk about I would say the second last question as a part of this success story session. So basically, has there been any role of the EduTap as far as your preparation is concerned? Just a small contribution, and even if EduTap was not efficient enough to help you, you can give that feedback also. Any constructive feedback, whatever you have, if we were able to contribute to your preparation.
Uh, I had referred EduTap material for summary notes in case of finance and management. So that those topics were very helpful for me because finance and management, that portion is not entirely covered in our CA syllabus. So for that, I had referred EduTap. Secondly, which was very helpful, was your YouTube sessions, those MCQ sessions, just like 1 week before the exam, 100
Marathon.
questions on costing or 100 questions. Those series I used to see. Like I do not used to see the video, but I used to see the PDF which you used to release after that video. And those questions also helped me a lot. Then the mock test series, I had utilized the mock test series also of EduTap, and the questions were very much in depth, like on all the topic wise. Also, most of the areas were covered, which was my requirement. So that was also the thing which helped me a lot in this journey.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm very delighted that we were able to provide a very small, I would say tiny contribution to your entire journey, and it feels great. Now, the last question of this whole discussion, the final tip that you would like to give to the aspirants who are yet to appear for the examination. What is the final tip that you would like to give to them as far as what you have learned from your experience?
First of all, whenever you are in this journey of giving competitive exams, I would feel that be thankful to everyone who is there, for like helping you in this journey. Your parents, your friends. For example, in my case, also one mentor was there, senior mentor who guided me that how you should tackle the exam. My best friend in my office, he also took my mock interview. His contribution was also very big in this journey. Then my senior sir, who had given me that 1 day leave before the interview, in spite of having such a work pressure during that time. And of course, my parents, who supported me even during the tough times. So be thankful to them first. Secondly, do not be very desperate for any exam. Be patient, enjoy that one phase. If you're in phase one, enjoy that phase one procedures. Be in that moment. Do not think about other things, because desperation will lead to making more mistakes, like it happened with me in my first attempt, that I was too desperate. No, I have to get this job. But that desperation was not there in this attempt. I was just like, I'm in the moment, I will give my best, I'll give my hardest at that moment. So do not be desperate, and be prepared that this journey can be a long, but it will be a fruitful in the end. So that is one of
Yes.
my tip. And be very particular in your planning, especially for a working candidate. Try to dig in, like which are your very weak spots on you, which you have to work hard, and concentrate more of your time on those topics only.
Fine. So I would say that's a great piece of advice. So the first is the gratitude. Show gratitude to those who helped you during your tough times. The second is don't be desperate. So be confident, be patient, because desperation leads to anxiety and all such kind of emotions that you do not require for the preparation of this entire journey. And I would say that something from my side, as far as my small experience is concerned, I would say focus on only those things that are under your control. Do not
Yes,
think
yes.
about those things which are external factors,
Yeah.
also sort of different areas that are not under your control. बस उन्हीं चीजों के बारे में सोचो जिसे आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो. And lastly, she talked about priorities, the priority areas. So you should cover in that manner. So I hope the session was very helpful to the viewers. She has discussed everything in a very detailed manner, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And lastly, thank you so much, Neha, for this interaction, for giving your time, and for sharing your entire journey with us.
Thank you so much, EduTap, for having me also. And I was able to give my best to the candidates who are going to appear for the future exams. And it's just that the journey is possible, and you just have to trust yourself and trust and be patient. That is the only thing which I have also learned, and I wish that everyone learns it.
Yes, sure. I hope that viewers are able to enjoy, I mean, whatever you have said, and they were able to learn a lot from your entire journey. So thank you so much for your time, and all the best for the new journey that you're going to start very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your interaction.